What's the best Wi-Fi name you ever came across? I used to live next to a church. They didn't have Wi-Fi, so I named mine with the church's name. I always wondered how many people ask for the password there. Rebellious Amish family LOL. After 8 years my highest voted comment is my Wi-Fi name, which I stole from Reddit the last time this thread was made. This is the way. I was at Disneyland Resort with my family, and when we were in the parking lot, I looked at the Wi-Fi names and one of them said $34 for AF King Waffle. Alright, you dudes can shut up about the edit I made since I removed it. If it fits here, but I'm the tech guy at home, so I set up the router myself with 2 different networks, one fast BOI running on 2, 4GHz2, slow BOI running on 5, 0GHz, so the whole family is on the fast BOI while I'm on the slow boy. Nobody complained and nobody knows. Was in a McDonald's and there was the normal McDonald's Wi-Fi, and then there was one that said McDonald's makes you fat bitch. Went to see a politician in the 2016 primaries speak in my college town. Someone named their hotspot at me on Snapchat. Stuck a name here. Someone responded by naming their hotspot no one wants to add you on Snapchat. I live between an old folks home and a church that has a large graveyard in the back. I named my Wi-Fi Purgatory. My old one was to Xfinity and beyond, with the password being Snake NMYB00T, but I've moved since and changed providers. Ours is called No Internet Access and 5G network unavailable. I confuse myself with it every now and then. We weren't supposed to have personal Wi-Fi in our dorms in college, so I made the name Direct BHP OfficeJet 5234, and everyone just assumed it was just a printer like the rest that would pop up \__. Holy mother of hell. My grandmother didn't have Wi-Fi and just bought an iPhone. She's about 72, so me being the good child I am, I helped her set her Wi-Fi up. I asked her simply, what would you like your password to be? She replied with this: I'm going to die soon 123. To this day when I go over, I can still see it on the refrigerator. Wi-Fi password, I'm going to die soon 123. Our neighbor has one that stay off asshole, which, no, sure. But they also have a second, unsecured one. Stay off asshole, guessed. I still laugh when I see that. I named my pocket Wi-Fi as initializing. My friend asked if something's wrong with my Wi-Fi, telling me it wouldn't register on her phone. Ha ha ha. I made a list of all the networks I can see from my bedroom. Some of my favorites: Guild of Calamitous Intent, for the Plebs, Hello Kitty, Trojan, Sheryl Crow, Ismigod, The Promised Land, Ogfi Has No Name, Ashcan Village. Some others I've seen in random places: Lumpy's Network, Squirrel, I'm Better Than You, Big Kahuna Burger, Totally Not a Honeypot, Bill W.I. The Science Fi, Mouse House. I found a password encrypted Wi-Fi in the past. I think it was a hotspot and I randomly entered 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 as a password. It worked, so I started downloading some movies. A lot of GBS were downloaded until it suddenly stopped. I looked again at the available Wi-Fi connections and I found that Renane sucked my IC OnePlus 3, as that was my device at the time. I also opened a hotspot and renamed it to What's Your Problem with OnePlus 3? Anyone opening their Wi-Fi and reading those names would surely have asked himself what was going on. Live in a high-rise, so lots of networks. My fav one is called Big Booty Hose. God only knows what the password might be. My friend called his hotspot at a robotics competition, yell NA for password. There is someone in my building with a Wi-Fi network spank /me/harder. I want to meet them. The neighbors 2 doors down from me are low-key drug addicts. Really nice people, but always on something. The neighbor between us got a new Wi-Fi router a while back, and he named it DEA Surveillance to try and freak them out. A few months later, Druggy neighbor confides that he knows the feds are watching him. This absolutely cracks up Wi-Fi neighbor. And he had recently gotten a Wi-Fi booster. So he decides to turn up the heat. He keeps DEA surveillance, but adds a second network called DEA Warrant Team to make it seem like the feds were closing in. That was quite some time ago, and Druggy neighbor hasn't said any more about it. But I imagine it had him looking over his shoulder for a while. I didn't see it while I was scrolling, but my buddy who's married changed his network name to Trophy Wi-Fi, and it cracks me up every time. My sister was a fan of Winternet is Coming. Got a lot of laughs from friends but a lot of questions from older relatives. My Japanese department named the Wi-Fi to the next door French department so people cannot figure out. My high school banned cell phones but allowed iPads. Naturally, many of us used hotspots to allow internet access on our iPads because the school Wi-Fi was slow. The school had the nerve to look at the Wi-Fi list of _____________s iPhone and see who had their phone at school and punish them for it. Of course, the moment we realized that, we all renamed our hotspots to funny things including FBI surveillance van and I'm on my phone, haha. My dad's is Trump's _backdoor_to_ Russia. He lives in a conservative neighborhood. It's come up in the HOA meeting. For Hood Eyes only was one of my neighbors once. I was in a rented condo that was on a river, filled with mostly retirees. You are not as hood as you perhaps once were there, buddy. I was in my home country, hanging out with my buddies, when we wanted to check if the town we were currently in had Wi-Fi. Out of the blue my friend started laughing and pointed to his phone at one of the Wi-Fi's names. Their dentist said only your mom's free bro with a free Wi-Fi connection. We were on the floor dying. P.S. The connection wasn't that great, uneasy face. My mom was driving me down a neighborhood and my phone automatically detected Wi-Fi from nearby houses. One of them was called Gaylord, Colorado, and the other said Shadow. I instantly sent a screenshot to my friend. Our setup has two networks, a slower one named Lightspeed and a faster one named Ludicrous Speed. When guests come over, I judge their worth based on whether they understand the Spaceballs reference or not. I called mine Hogwarts and had the password be Alohomora. My friend's was Swedish House Mafia. My neighbor's is not your Wi-Fi. Mine is police van number 23. My dad's has his as police van number 69. Because he is more mature than I am. And here I thought I was clever by naming mine Seventh Heaven after Defaz Bar in FF7. Though I did see a Darkwing Tower once. Nice to know there's a Disney Afternoon fan out there nearby. Mine is new and improved Wi-Fi. My old one was pretty good Wi-Fi. I came across a Wi-Fi out in the wild that was Mines of Moria and I guess the password was Melon and it worked. I also have my Xbox connected to 5 GHz called the FAP Barn. Pretty fly for a Wi-Fi. When I stay in places with shared Wi-Fi and I'm using my Chromecast, I call it Start Download Now. I ducked the neighbor wife, just to see how long it took until someone asked me to change it. It took a few weeks. One of the neighbors has 3 teen daughters who has friends coming over asking for access to their Wi-Fi, and they kept asking her about it. I work for an ISP and I've seen a lot of Wi-Fi network names. My hands down favorite is Imperial Wi-Fi, and while I am here, those of you naming your Wi-Fi network Land Before Time and FBI van, you are not as clever as you think you are. There were 2 houses and I remember the 2 Wi-Fi names for them were somebody stole my flamingo lawn ornaments and the other house was flamingo lawn ornaments for sale. I rock LAN Solo and Obi-Wan Kenobi for my 5G, toyed with one but the joke was a little lost. I was sitting down at a Starbucks, new one, haven't visited it yet. When I opened up my laptop, the Wi-Fi was order a Java chip Frappuccino with no chips for Wi-Fi. So I do that. And the guy at the register gives me the password. Totally worth it to watch my furry hentai. I've got a screenshot of one I saw in Cambridge and it is. And I am Iron LAN. I've also just discovered another screenshot on my phone of a Wi-Fi network called A Song of Ice and Firewalls as a note. I don't spend my free time taking screenshots of mildly entertaining Wi-Fi names, winky face. Not Wi-Fi, but someone in our IT had their phone set as get F *ed. I dunno. They were all pretty edgy. Hit them back with the OL no you. Classic burn. Last apartment I had. The roomie and I were going through a King of the Hill phase. And we decided to name our Wi-Fi Thatsmapers, and the password was I don't know you. Mac is WI Friday. It's not very good, but honestly I've never seen a Wi-Fi that was actually amusing to me. Some family friends of mine didn't know how to change their Wi-Fi name. So they asked my dad, whose name is Jeff, to change it. He changed it to Jeff's Balls. Tie Me Up and Rape Me found at a hotel in San Francisco. It was so bizarre I still have the screenshot on my phone. Not a Wi-Fi name, but a car we rented had this option to connect to it using Bluetooth. The name was Birds Fly in a V formation,